just want to make sure that we have audio, y'all. What we looking like? We good? Everything all right? OCO, everyone. How y'all doing?
OCO, free thinkers.
We good? We got audio? It's buffering? What up, Gary? How you doing? Buffering. Let me see. I got good connection, good frames. It should be good. It should be good. It should be working. See, that's why I like this part right here, where I get to work all the kinks out. And I'm double checking to make sure everything's straight as well. Yeah, my upload and download speeds are very quick. It was at first, so it isn't now. Okay. Excellent. OCO, everyone. OCO. GQ, what's going on? Lena Murdoch, how you doing? Shout out to Chicago. Chicago in the building. Hold up. Yeah. We good on this side, all right? Sister Blue Dream in the building. Let me drop a bomb for y'all, man. Chunky D, Florida in the house. I see you. Wayne Dollar, thank you for becoming a member. Las Vegas in the building. CEO Ball Styles in the building. What's going on? How you doing, sis? OCO. Jackson, Mississippi in the building. Oakland, California in the building. Atlanta, Georgia in the building. Los Angeles in the building. Raymond, Mississippi in the building. OCO, James Stone, OCO.
OCO, free thinkers.
It says you've been a member for 10 months. I appreciate that, James. I appreciate that. Levante in the building. What's going on, brother? Man, salute to the moderators also, man. They be doing their thing. Chicago in the building. What's going on? Detroit in the building. Georgia in the building. Pittsburgh, PA in the building. St. Louis in the building. What's up, St. Louis? Hold up, man. That thing. All right, there we go. I see Creek Indian. I see you, Don. Shout out to the Creeks. Mountville, Alabama in the building. Los Angeles in the building. Minneapolis, Minnesota in the building. What's going on? Jacksonville, Florida in the building. 904, I see you. Great title. I appreciate that, engineer. Chicago in the building. Dallas, Texas in the building. What's going on? Dane, it's Dane with an N. D-A-N-E. Still breaking out. It'll clear up. Duval in the building. Jacksonville, Florida. What's going on? Pooler, GA in the building. What up, Georgia? I see you, James. Seattle in the house. What up, Seattle? Hey, Austin, Texas in the building. Hey, let's go. Let's go, Red Hawk. Salagi. Hold up. Cincinnati in the building. OCO. Mooresville, North Carolina in the building. What's going on, Sister Jacqueline? How you? I know I'm still getting my coffee in right now. 410, we're in the building. What up, Maryland? Daryl, what's going on? You think I ain't gonna know about the area code? You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm from DC, I know what's going on with Maryland. That ain't too far away. Augusta, Georgia in the building. What's going on? Another Duval in the building. What's up? OCO Richmond, VA in the building. What's going on, General Valentine? I see you. Southern VA in the building. 434. What up, JR? What up? 718. Oh, no, don't start doing the area codes. Listen. I ain't all that with the area codes. Y'all gonna have to put that. Y'all gonna have to put it there where that's at. Tallahassee, Florida in the building. You know, I ain't Ludacris and Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Where I got, you know, a different area codes. That ain't me. You know, I'm married. You know, that ain't me. So I ain't gonna know these area codes like that. Except for 202 is in the building. That's DC. That's back home. That's the whole team. What's going on, DC? Y'all like that segue, right?
Set it on fire.
Northeast DC. What up, Mac? Hey. What up, Mac? Yeah, I don't play around with the Nah, Cinnamon 704. Where that's at? Cincinnati in the building. Wisconsin in the building. Wilmington, Delaware in the building. What's going on? 718 New York in the building. I see you, Jay. Thank you for putting in where that's at. I think I'm a little familiar with New York, though. See, everybody, see, when you say 973, where that's at? Put where it's at, y'all. Wait, 973. See, I don't even want to be wrong. Is that Cali? See, I'll be wrong. Orlando, I know that's Orlando, Florida, 407 in the building. What's going on? 504 to boot in the building. Now, that's not fair because I know what 504 is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New Orleans, man. Shout out to New Orleans. Louisiana in the building. Pontiac, Michigan via Detroit in the building. What's going on? Orlando 407, Orange County in the building. Southwest Philly 215. 704, Charlotte, North Carolina. Natchez, Mississippi in the building. Grand Rapids, Michigan 616. Fowlstown, GA, First Seminole War took place. What's going on, Indigo? Richmond, Cali, 510. I was listening to me. 510. See, this is the reason why I don't do that. I be making many mistakes with these numbers. Jersey in the building. Louisville in the building. Montgomery, Alabama in the building. Rhode Island in the building. Atlanta, Georgia in the building. Look at Anastasia trying to tell me all the area codes for Atlanta, Georgia. Look, we got the... listen, Dane, these are area codes right here. Don't get it confused. This is Atlanta, Georgia. I appreciate that, Anastasia. I appreciate that. Las Vegas in the building. Las Vegas in the building. Hey, what's y'all weather like out there in Vegas right now? West Virginia in the building. Who that? 863 Polk County. Where that's at? That sound familiar. Camorra's Battle. I appreciate that. Thank you, family, for always showing love. I appreciate the dono. Mac Lowe becoming a member. Been a member for real. I don't know why it's saying welcome. But welcome back. I mean, I don't know. It maybe you know how YouTube do. Tasha Wright, thank you for becoming a member. Memphis in the building, 901. Toledo, Ohio in the building. All right, Seattle, 206. Ooh, Seattle. Y'all probably cold right now. 973 is Jersey. All right, bet. What up, Jersey? Brainbridge, Georgia, checking in. 313 is Detroit. Easy is area code. Now I got you Indigo with the Fowlstown GA. First Seminole War that took place. You probably ain't hit me the first time. OCO Chica, OCO need you, warrior. What's going on? How you?
It's up.
Louisville, Kentucky. What's going on, Kentucky? Tulsa, Oklahoma in the building. No notifications, as usual. You know, that ain't nothing new. You know how they do. H-Time in the building. What's going on, Jasmine? James Stone, I appreciate that. Thank you for the gift of membership.
Set it on fire. Fire. Fire.
Wait, man. Is that Vallejo, California? Chicky Mecca stand up? I believe I pronounced that correctly. I hope I did. Let me make sure I said that correct. I think I did, right? Tell me I said it right. If I didn't, lie to me and said I said it right. All right, Dayton, Ohio in the building. North Mississippi in the building. Tulsa, Oklahoma in the building. Chi-Town in the building. Louisiana in the building. Chi-Town again. Naples, Florida. Canada in the building. How do you pronounce that? Mississauga, Canada? What's up, Canada? What's going on? Man, I appreciate you for being here with us. Dayton, Ohio in the building. Cleveland, Ohio in the building. St. Louis in the building. Y'all laughing at me. Charlotte, North Carolina in the building. ATL in the building. What up, Atlanta? Abbeville, Alabama in the building. Lord Egypt, Memphis, Tennessee, correction. Lord Egypt, what you know about that? Greenville, South Carolina in the building. South Mississippi in the building. Mile High City, what's going on? Magnolia in the building. Hold up. Missouri in the building. Chosen for greatness. I appreciate that, sister. Thank you for, thank you for the love, sister. Thank you for always showing love.
Set it on fire.
Don't get it twisted. I recognize who is who. I appreciate that, sister. It's a Charleston, Missouri. I never knew that. Shout out to Charleston, Missouri. Miami Gardens in the building. Bridgeport, Connecticut in the building. What's going on? Coca, Florida, Shiny, what's up? Flint, Michigan in the building. Fort Wayne, Indiana in the house. Jamaica in the building. What up, Jamaica? Jacksonville, Florida in the building. Duval. Newark, New Jersey in the building. Detroit, Michigan. Let me switch these screens. What up, Long Beach? Las Vegas. Reston, VA. Hold up, let me switch these screens.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
This brother, he is raising some serious questions.
He's here to make you think.
What I'm trying to do is get our people to understand that we have been lied to all the way around about our history. Can you name any other group of people, no matter their skin complexion, that are being labeled primarily as the name of two continents? Not two countries, two continents.
It's up.
That is called a misnomer, which is the act of applying a wrong name to some person or thing.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes.
I want y'all to check out somebody named Dane Calloway. Dane Calloway?
Look into Dane Calloway. He has a lot of information about how this whole shit was told in reverse. Okay? Where they say, oh, we came from Africa over here. No, a lot of us was already here.
And information that was put together by a man by the name of Dane Calloway, who is also questioning the slave trade. And he's done some remarkable videos on the history of the slave trade in the United States. And he's gone back down the food chain and gone back down the line, and he's realized that a lot of the so-called African Americans in the United States are not African at all. They're actually Native Americans, because the slave trade did not happen the way we were told that it happened.
It's Dane Calloway.
Go and watch this man's channel, man. This dude is phenomenal.
I'm not saying African American because they're not African American. They're the Aboriginals, because they were the true Native Americans.
Set it on fire. Fire.
They're the copper colored race. Look up Dane Calloway and watch his fucking shows. That man, I mean, Dane Calloway on YouTube, oh my God. I mean, he is fucking beyond brilliant. The research he does, whoo! He goes way deep into this shit.
Relax and take notes.
It's Dane Calloway on I'm Just Here to Make You Think Radio.
Wait, I went to the classroom. Hold up. Wait a minute. We gonna come back to the classroom. Hold up. Matter of fact, we probably not for real. We probably not. Hold up. Let me get everything situated real quick. All right, let's get it. Here we go. All right, everything running smooth.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet. He's here to make you think. It's Dane Calloway.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
It's up.
Don't be flirting with me as soon as I go live now. Oh, my mic is hot. My bad, y'all. Hey, OCO, everybody.
It's up.
I ain't gonna start nothing. As long as she don't start nothing. We ain't, you know, we gonna keep it. Listen, so how y'all doing today? Everything good? We good? Y'all can hear me loud and clear? Everything moving pretty smooth? I don't want no, hold on. Let's do a quick check, right? Cause I don't want no crap before I start going in and all of a sudden there's a delay. Ace Boom Coon, let me drop a bomb for him, man.
It's up.
Thank you for the donation, brother. You said Los Angeles, South Central.
It's up.
Set it on fire. Fire.
What's going on, LA? Man, so many members. Hold up. Oh, let me double check and make sure I got everybody. I can't, can't leave that. V, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And Young Mo, thank you for becoming a member. El Ducci, thank you for becoming a member. And Don Yale, thank you for becoming a member as well. I appreciate that. Don Yale, thank you for becoming a member as well. That's bars. It's just natural. Let me make sure I move everything over so I can see it. Yeah, buddy. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, yeah. Now it's acting right. So we good. Let's do a quick test before I start moving into this thing, y'all. Like, y'all can see everything on time, right? Everything is sync, right? We good to go. Y'all can see me, right? We clear, right? Like, it's not delayed 5-6 minutes, right? Talk to me, because if it's something I gotta correct, let me know. We good? It's perfect without, hey, Sister Judith in the building.
It's up.
We good? Okay. Excellent. Who that? Davey Prophet Music, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And Al Elliott, thank you for becoming a member as well. It's choppy. It better not be. Hey, loud and clear? Okay. All right, y'all, don't let me move on and it's chopping and we good, okay. All right, coffee ready. A few things we gotta get into tonight. Number one, let me drop a bomb for my wife. You know what I'm saying? I had to make it right. Because tonight, I want to go over some things that she, brought to light. I was like, damn, man, everybody needed to see this. Like, it's the better way of life. You know what I'm saying? So many things happening in the world. It's strife. Man, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and go over it, and let them know. So I said, let me start with hers first because she dropped a new video. And that thing fired. I'm very excited and proud of her at the same time. Come on, y'all. Stop messaging me unless you my wife, please. Y'all know I'm live. Y'all getting them same notifications. Hopefully you got notifications. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me take that back. You may not even get it. Oh, Lord. But anyway, so it's a few things that she went over that it's constantly happening to our people, especially in modern times. It seems like it has gotten worse over the time. And I want to bring it to your attention like how she has, and then we're going to go over it and break it down and work on the solution side of it as well. If you pay attention, the majority of the time, we're providing solutions. But we just have to make you fully aware of some takes before we get into the solution part. Meaning, sometimes you may not even get the solution in the video unless it's like the second or third part, to that segment. You may even get the solution during that segment, depending on the topic. But we do provide solutions. And it's up to you. We're here to start with bringing awareness first, and then go into the solution where we could work these things out. That's automatic. A lot of the people, let me explain, a lot of the people will tear their own people down when they come up with ideas for solutions before those solutions even come about, before those solutions were even attempted. Like, I'm talking about just a little bit of it. And the majority of the people that shoot those ideas down are the older ones that think that what they say go. And it's not all of y'all. I don't want y'all to take that personally. I know y'all be like, well, Dane always talking about the older people. I mean, it's not that. It's not the fact that I'm talking about the older people. It's the majority of let me not say majority. Some of the older people will take what I say and turn their nose up at it due to or based on the indoctrination that they have went through, throughout their entire life, in and outside of school, what they're accustomed with, and what their beliefs are. Because it's sad, but that's the way it is, and it's not about their beliefs. To me, it's not about what you believe. It's not about what I believe. It's not about that. It never has been. It's about what I know based on what I could actually prove. Based upon what I can actually prove. It's not about what I believe. this take or these takes that I provide, you know, the advice or the information, this is not about what I believe in. This is not me spinning my own narrative on it. That's not what this is about. I don't have, an agenda where I'm here to create another side of propaganda, you know, that will either benefit a certain people or benefit me. That's not what this is about, like in a negative sense. That's not what this is about. I don't spin narratives. I'm telling you that the narrative has been spent. I'm telling you that the history that we were told throughout compulsory educational institutions is all a lie. The entire thing, from top to bottom, systematically, it has always been a lie. No matter your age, no matter when you graduated, no matter if you hold a degree, no matter if you became a professor or a teacher, no matter if it sounds good, it's all a lie. The whole thing. I'm here to provide the answer to the things, or the answers, let me say it that way, to what we could do about it. There are some things that we can do, and it's going to take all of us, not just me. You know, and that's another thing that the older people would do, right? Not all of them, just some of them. But some of the older people, let me explain. Some of the older people will sit up there and say things like, well, what is he going to do about it? Like he, singular. When it should have been he's and she's, plural, doing something about it. Like we know for a fact that, you know, the so-called black community is the #1 consumer in America. We don't buy what we create. We don't create what we buy. We are the consumer. Everybody is making money off of us. One directional. I talked about this years ago. It's one directional. We don't put it back to our people. We don't put it back to our communities. We don't put it back to our neighborhoods. We don't put it back to our nations, because none of that is built from the ground up by us. Some of you may say otherwise. See, which is fine. You have the right to disagree with me, but that don't mean that your disagreement or your argument that you have with me is truthful. See, a lot of these so-called, black people who are older, right, that are upset with me, again, that's not all of you, it's just some of you. But I'm going to address this matter because that's the kind of affliction. And that's also the holdup. Because you think that your old ways is going to work in new times. Newsflash. If it didn't work in the past, what makes you think it's going to work now? Just because you kept trying? Certain things may work. But not on this scale. Not with this type of magnitude. Probably for individuals, which is still a great thing, but not in a large mass. Large mass is going to take eons at the rate that they think, as far as I guess I'm going to just simply call them opposition now. And I look at it, and I was just telling Topcast this the other day. I look at it like this. These people out there that were showing hate, you know what it is? It's admiration. They admire what we're doing. They admire the fact that we are not only teaching, not only providing solutions, we're trying. We're trying to change our people for the better. Some of them will gatekeep and stand in the way. But what they don't know is that we hired mechanics to fix up our 16-wheelers. We're going to provide better tires for them where it could last a lifetime. And we're going to run them right over. When you're in the way, let me just leave it like that. The whole point of me saying this is that all of these solutions to the issues that we have right now that I provide, we could have got so many things accomplished a long time ago with logical thinking. Like, for example, everybody complain. Like, for example, I'm just saying, people will complain about receiving reparations, but we're still the #1 consumer. So, for example, if we were to get reparations, who would it be going to? Think. Again, if we're the #1 consumer in America, would the majority of the people that own businesses make their money from us? If the government just decide to finally say, okay, we should be held responsible, here, so-called black people, here's some reparations. With us being the #1 consumer, those reparations wouldn't last long at all. You put a time limit on it. I'm talking about, yeah, people will go out there and be like, well, individually, I'm gonna get the house, I'm gonna get the car. And then what? You gonna go big again? Because what if we could have took that money and created our own? I wish our people would get back onto the mindset that our people had in the past, and I mean in the past, like top of 19, okay, so-called after so-called slavery, all the way up to the 1930s. Our people's mindsets was all about business, building nation, or should I say nation building, having everything. Well, we are in control. Instead of letting strangers dictate our lives. We're gonna be getting into this because some things that my wife pointed out and some things that I pointed out that will go past our people's mind just because they think that it's not affecting them today, when it actually is. Everything that we're talking about on my channel, her channel, it's relevant. It's relevant. And and the reason why, and I know a lot of people ask me to reach back further than, for example, the 1400s, for example, right? Could we talk about ancient times? You know, listen, we can, but I want to get down to what happened, and I have been, that put us in the position that we are in right now. This is the reason why I stay within a certain time zone. I'm probably the only one doing that because I want you to focus on what happened to our people when it happened so we can correct those problems now so we can have a better future. Otherwise, we could be talking about the Bible said this, the Quran said that all day long. Jesus left this, and we could talk about that. All of that stuff is up for debate because that's based off of your own perception about what that religious belief is that you may practice. What I talk about ain't up for debate. It's up for discussion about what we should do next. Because I'm providing you the information that some of our people looked past or never took a chance to look at. I stay up. I was supposed to go live Sunday. I stayed up to assist my wife on her video to make sure that was going, because she was having some things going on her computer where I needed to jump on board and assist her. On top of doing my stuff too. And I'm talking about up. This ain't no joke. This ain't no, all right, I'm gonna wake up 8 and start hitting record and just talk shit about some celebrity that's raping this woman. How they gonna bring them down as quick as possible? Now, I'm not saying that what they did was wrong. I'm saying I don't know what they did because it hasn't been proven. These are all accusations. But I see the pattern that they do for so-called men, black men and black women. But especially black men. But every time a so-called white man do something similar and they're in a similar position, it gets swept under the rug. It's not big news coverage. Not a whole bunch of millions of YouTube channels trying to make it go viral because it's a trending topic at that time. It's hilarious to me. I mean, with P. Diddy and Jamie Foxx and Denzel Washington, big names. Yeah, big names. But we should know this by now. They don't let nobody. And who is they? Those that's controlling Hollywood. Don't ever allow somebody that shares the same skin complexion as you and I leave happily ever after, like meaning retire, without a bad moniker on their name. Some type of way, their credibility is shot. That is done on purpose. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Perry gonna be next. And ain't he gay? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I mean, Tyler Perry accomplished a lot more than a lot of other people that we're seeing. Low key. And if I'm not mistaken, he from Louisiana. And I remember they was giving him gripe because he was dressing like a woman. But then right behind that, wasn't everybody else dressing like a woman? Martin Lawrence. You name him. You name him. But I'm just saying, this what I'm, okay, here's my thing. We get distracted by stuff like that. That's easy to talk about. But what's not easy to talk about is these hard pills that you have to swallow when it comes to the truth about what's really affecting our people. Like that's not even 1% of the effect on our people as far as, the celebrity gossip is concerned. But our people are so heavily invested in somebody else's life because it ain't got nothing to do with them. But when it come to people like me, that's telling you something that's affecting your life right now, regardless if you know it or not, and trying to provide a solution. Some of the older people like, no, he don't know what he talking about. He's lying. Harriet Tubman is real. Again, not one person on social media, not one person on the internet has debunked me when it comes to Harriet Tubman and Nat Turner being fictional characters created by the government. And I told you they created those characters just to make you feel good. And you fell for it. I proved it by government record, not by word of mouth. Government documentation here. Put the book out. My wife and I did that research. And not one shit talker is talking shit about the work. The headline is, he said Harriet Tubman not real. But where's your proof other than your mouth running that combats what I proved? There is none. There is none. I didn't waste 4.5 years for no reason to debunk those two. And I told you I didn't go in looking to debunking them. I was telling you however long ago, 6 years ago on YouTube, I was pinpointing what didn't add up about both of them on camera, just like this. On site, by the way, at the scene. I said something wrong then. But it goes back to the title of this live stream. All of American history is a lie. What makes you think it's not? Dane, what makes you think that it is? My whole channel dedicated to that. It's not just a single answer. They worked very hard to separate us as a people. I already showed you how they created the classism, racism, that eventually, hold on. They created classism that eventually converted into racism. They made the people hate each other, not based off of skin complexion, based off of entitlement. First, skin complexion followed later on. That's why some of you will get mad when a person says, we're all one human race. I disagree with the race part, but we're all human, I could agree with. Keep in mind, race of people racing, we're lined up and trying to see who's gonna make it to the finish line. Competition? I don't like that term. It's a negative affirmation or negative connotation. I much rather say human because the word hue is in it. We all have different variations of hues or hue. Right now, that's something we can all agree upon, right? But that race part, they're making it a competition, and they have made it a competition. That's what separated us as a people. For example, there are people out there who, are older than me that will keep yelling white supremacy, white supremacy. And the reason why I turned around and said on multiple occasions that white supremacy is an illusion is because it's based on your perception. Again, it's based on what your idea is concerning white supremacy. Nobody is higher than you if you control your mindset, if you control the outcome of your life, if you dictate and determine who you are. Because as soon as you come out of your mouth and say that you're a black woman or black man, yeah, white supremacy exists in your realm. You inadvertently put yourself below them by putting yourself in the black class. Again, it has nothing to do with your skin complexion. White supremacy has nothing to do with skin complexion. It's about status, entitlement, rank. We went over this, but I gotta continuously state this, guys, because certain people may catch it later. I have to do it the way I'm doing it, okay? I have to. That's the best way that people can understand what I'm trying to teach. Again, the answer to all of this is creating our own. I'm gonna state that again, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like a broken record. Creating our own everything. We don't have to follow some foreign government's rules when we can create our own. when a person tells you to, they'll try to give you advice and tell you don't change. Do you know that is the worst advice you could give somebody? Hold on, let me say that again. The worst advice you could give somebody is to tell them, don't change. I love what you're doing, don't change. Listen to how deep that get. Like right now, people tell me, Dane, don't change, I love what you're doing. So you want me to stop elevating and to stay where I'm at. Listen to what you're saying. Listen. And the reason why I'm pointing that out is because it works the same way when you're working at a job. Say, for example, you were handed something that you had to do. You can't change nothing else. You just got to do this one thing. When you complete that one thing and you got 4 hours left on your shift, you have to change, don't you? You can't just stand there and be on the clock. You gotta make changes. Another example, if something is going wrong or right with the company that's running a business, in order to prevent that company from continuously going in the wrong direction or to continuously uplifting that company, changes have to be made. Listen to it. Listen to what I'm saying. You cannot at all, you cannot sit up there and tell anybody not to change. And this goes to the people. I'm really shooting shots. I'm really shooting shots at some of the older people that's telling me not to change. I don't need your advice. I want change to happen, and then only for that change to come about is to make change happen. I said that in my verse in one of my songs. That's the only way I'll break a bill is when I see change. I wonder if y'all caught that during that verse. Truth is stranger than fiction. Despite data on me, it's like they don't know me. I break a bill down for the right change only. Jabroni, you practicing to switch lanes told me when in fact, ain't no activist gonna pick fame phony. I'm the truth. I won't ever sell my soul to it. All right, that's all right. Go get the song, Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. The whole point is that, let me drop a bomb. The whole point is that, yes, that's the only way that's gonna work out for us is if we change. Because the things that I'm getting ready to point out, I'm gonna go ahead and segue to it now. The things that I've been pointing out, for real, is the things that's affecting us now. The only way you're gonna be able to see change is if you're notified what we need to change in full. I can't just hang you the cliff notes and you got the idea. That barely works for a book. You barely pass an exam on a book by utilizing the cliff notes. If you have that exam was a quiz, a test, you ain't getting by with the cliff notes. That's not how it works. That's why they tell you to not judge a book by its cover. Because there ain't no telling what's really in it unless you read it. I'm going to go into what my wife was referring to when it comes to school. When it comes to school, what we were being taught.
And look, and how it's affecting us still to this day. I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick before I play this video. Listen to how serious this is. Now, I'm a parent, and so is my wife. You know, we have 5 children. We homeschool our children. We've been homeschooling our children for years. Pulled them out of school. My wife and I both attended school. We know better. We know better. At the time, I was in the top high school in Washington, D.C. Prior to that, I was probably at one of the lowest ranking schools in Washington, D.C. I got a chance to see both sides. And yes, again, one may get taught faster than the other when it comes to their curriculum, but still, it's no difference. None. I feel as though what you are taught at home is more important than what you are taught at school. Me personally. What you are taught at home, you could take with you for the rest of your life. What you're taught in school has to be regurgitated every day in order for it to become a part of your everyday life. This is the reason why the school year, they doing it for, you see what I'm saying? Like, how is English and reading not the same subject? Well, what are you taking up? English. But you speak in English. Why are you in an English class? You know how to read, don't you? Yeah. So what's the English class for? Wait a minute, is that another form of history? Look how often they indoctrinate you with so many different things and got you to agree with science as if science is the key of knowledge. They want you to say that science is above all. That was forced indoctrination. Forced indoctrination. Remember how they gave us the visuals to show us that mad scientists exist? And they also gave us the stories that scientists don't believe in God and all that, right? They'll give us that. How sometimes scientists are engineers. They create things. When the majority of the scientists are basing their, how I want to say this. They are basing, I want to wrap this up. I'm going to summarize this as basic as possible. Their work ethic. Let me say it that way. Or how they will go about to seek the answer to something that they have, a question that they have, on theory. They base everything on theory. Their hypothesis. Their objective. Their thoughts. Is based on theory. The reason why I'm mentioning that is that a lot of the science still has not been proven. Still to this day. It's just going by word of mouth. When I say American history, that's including all of it. The English, the science, the mathematics. That's another form of science. It's including all of it. What we were told is a lie. This is not a game. And people wonder why, when they go travel outside of the United States of America, these people have no idea what you're talking about. They're taught differently. Their curriculums are totally different and better in most cases. And better. Why do we have to go to a collegiate school in order to produce engineers? Because they want to narrow it down to one specific area or one specific school. As an example, this is just an example, to say, all right, this is going to be the school for engineers. This is going to be the school for doctors. This is going to be the... So it could be structured to their liking, or how far they want things to go. So keep in mind, they're creating robots by utilizing the human being. This is why those so-called AI robots that look like us can blend right in. And don't think that that technology does not exist, because it does. That's not a conspiracy. That has been proven. That's not a scientific theory or conspiracy theory. Let me say it that way. That is, I'm talking about out. Don't get it twisted thinking that it's a robot has only gotten so far as programming and walking just recently. That's cap. They have these AI, artificial intelligent robots out right now that look like you and I, and sound like you and I, move like you and I. You won't see a flaw unless there's a glitch. That's why they say a glitch in the matrix. Some of you may say that that's scary. I'm going to tell you that it's real. It's more real than what you're getting taught in school. Think about that. And the school, why are they pushing you in a school if the enemy, allegedly the victors, are the writers of history? But so now they got to change your heart and want all of the people, all of the public, to become winners right along with them? That don't sound right, do it? Okay, I'm a conqueror of a world. I conquered the world. That world is going to have to go off of what I say so. And what I say so is going to be called a curriculum. I'm going to insert it into these institutions that I create. And the person that do the best, I'm going to hand them a piece of paper and say, congratulations, you passed the test. Does that sound like I'm creating more winners? But the illusion is that you are a winner because I handed you a piece of paper, an entitlement, a rank. Ooh, look how I go back. Look how I go back. Right back to the status, classism, entitlement, rank of black and white. And what? The piece of paper is what? In black and white. Let me drop a bomb.
Set it on fire.
It's up.
I'm glad I'm mentioning all of this, because maybe you'll be able to digest what I'm getting ready to play for you a lot easier. Hopefully. Because my style on YouTube, I try to break it down the best way possible. My wife does too, but my wife is like this, because she don't got time. Okay? She does her own editing, her own writing. I'm gonna play her video first. It's only right. Let me play her video first. It's on this topic that we're discussing right now. You'll see. Hold up, let me grab it. Let me mute the music. Here we go. Shout out to those of you that was supporting us as far as the books are concerned and still willing to support us as far as our books. We appreciate that. Don't forget the genealogy book is right there as well.
Yes, the first Thanksgiving. I really like this one because it involves food, and I'm very fond of that. The Pilgrims arrived in New England in 1620, stepped onto Plymouth Rock, and they were fleeing religious oppression in Europe, came to the New World. And there they met a friendly Indian named Squanto, and because he was a friendly Indian, he taught them to grow corn. And so a year hence, they had a great harvest. Eat, play a little football. It was really a fine day all around. So is that true? Well, yeah, kind of. It's true. But here's some more of the story. And one of the important things that we do as Americans or as human beings is we make choices about what we want to remember and what we want to forget. Turns out, Squanto, who we think his real name was Tisquantum, something like that. When Tisquantum first met the Pilgrims, he spoke English.
In today's society.
Just a second. That deserves a bomb. When he first met the Pilgrims, he spoke English. That deserves a bomb.
Set it on fire.
Again. Y'all ready? Here we go.
It's quite easy to see that education is leading everyone in a different direction than what it was initially assumed 20 to 30 years ago. With the integration of evolving technology, pretty soon there may not be a need for teachers, or even students for that matter. And that's because a new type of learning is taking place. Machine learning has taken this new age by storm, and the possibility that artificial intelligence could one day take your place has become a looming fear for both the professional and the average working class individual. But have you ever thought about the possibility of artificial intelligence taking your place in the household? Because little by little, the system of machine learning partnered with having a false or unnatural implementation of education integrated into the everyday lives of our children has allowed for your financial income to be divided substantially. And what if I told you that this type of thing has already been taking place for a while now, and it was just sitting right there under your nose? I don't just mean the most obvious type of existence occurring, like when your kids are on their tablets or cell phones for too long, but it does relate to communication and learning. Did you know that your child's teacher is slowly being replaced by artificial intelligence in the classroom? And this isn't just being done through technology, with the type of learning that's being done on your PC from your home. What I mean is, this is taking place in a classroom setting where the teacher is now regarded as a guide, and somehow artificial intelligence has become the teacher. According to the Alpha School, which is a private school based in Texas, the students work one-on-one with artificial intelligence, and the adults who are in the room engaging with these kids are working as coaches. Alpha School's website states, "Standard school is broken. We waste 12 years of our children's lives in a dysfunctional system. Students' happiest day is in kindergarten, and happiness at school goes down every year until they are juniors and see a way out." As alarming as this idea seems, to allow artificial intelligence to now have the...
I love how she did that. Notice how that robot did 2 + 2 = 5.
I'm just saying.
Goes down every year until they are juniors and see a way out. As alarming as this idea seems, to allow artificial intelligence to now have the power to teach our children core subjects, what's more alarming is the fact that people may be unaware that those who do the teaching, in the eyes of children, become the highest ranked and most dominant individual in the household.
Ranked. Listen to how I go back.
This is the definition of alpha. And coincidentally, upon entering the school system, the very first thing that is taught is the alphabet. Schooling.
Hold on. Because she about to go so deep. Listen to that part real quick, though, y'all. So we know the order. The alpha's the first, right? And rank. And she about to tell you this is the reason why they teach the alphabet first. Alphabet. You betting on the alpha to teach. Listen, y'all. All right. I'm trying other ways that it will stick to you to realize what they did. Okay? This is sad. It's sad. But again, we have to point this stuff out so you can understand what the problem is in full. Not what you may think or believe, rather, what the problem is. It's not about what you may believe. It's about what you can actually prove. It's about what you know. Based upon what you can actually prove. That's what this is all about. Then we could get to the solution. So yeah, she's about to go deep, and you have to pay attention. This is not a knock to you as a parent. This is not a knock to you as a soon-to-be parent. This is a warning. Because this stuff is already in play right now. Dane, is there something that we could do about it? Yes. What'd I say? What'd I say? Now I might have to repeat it to you for a whole year until you get it. Apparently that didn't work because I've been on YouTube since 2016.
It's up.
All right.
Coincidentally, upon entering the school system, the very first thing that is taught is the alphabet. Schooling for children is a system of institution. It allows an artificial form of intelligence to take control of the mindset. It is a form of learning that is unnatural to its current environment and culture, especially for Blacks and African Americans, where images of inferiority are systematically implanted, and the main focus is on peace education. It resolves conflicts peacefully and is used to create social conditions conducive to peace. This is also why images of slavery have become a crucial aspect of Black history. Along with the highlighting of nonviolent acts by Martin Luther King and others during the Civil Rights Movement. These are presented to our children at an early age
How to practice
in order to
nonviolence.
control their mindsets, and so that someone else can very easily, with very little resistance, become the alpha.
Ooh, look at how she ain't even, I love how she did that. She showed you her source without saying a word. Listen, she said a word, but she ain't. I just love how she did this. Just let this. Set it on fire. Just listen.
This is also why images of slavery have become a crucial aspect of Black history.
She's showing you the pamphlet.
Along with the highlighting of nonviolent acts by Martin Luther King and others during the Civil Rights Movement. These are presented to our children at an early age in order to control their mindsets, and so that someone else can very easily, with very little resistance, become the alpha.
So definition of peace education, according to those in the field, it's generally defined as educational policy, planning, pedagogy, and practice that can provide learners in any setting with the skills and values to work towards comprehensive peace. She calls comprehensive peace negative and positive peace, which respectively comprise the abolition of direct or physical violence, So in fact, negative is not really negative in that sense. And then positive peace, which is really about structural violence, constituted by systematic inequalities that deprive individuals of their basic human rights. So peace education has several broad domains that fall under it. We have human rights education, we have development education, we have environmental education, and conflict resolution education.
And those are our children.
They teaching this to the
when
children.
They are brought into this world. You are the alpha.
Look, and if you don't believe me, ask your child, did they take away the terms girls and boys? And inserted pronouns. Look. Anybody can identify themselves. It's not gender-based now. You think this ain't happening right now? You think that's not an issue? And this is being taught in kindergarten. Students who are 5 and 6 years old. That goes a very long way. Yeah. No matter if you like it or not, that's what they doing. This is what we got to stop.
Education and conflict resolution education.
And those are our children. When they are brought into this world, you are the alpha. You assist them as their guardian and help them to gather information that could be of relevance to their advancement and happiness in life. A parent tries their best to help their children meet the challenges that they may face in life, foreseen or unforeseen. And then after spending countless hours with your child, as they are just learning about this new world and growing a strong attachment to the people that keep them safe, you as the alpha hand your child over to a complete stranger because they have an assumed title and leave them there.
Rank and title.
Your child then perceives you as incompetent because this new person must surely know more than you for this to even take place.
See there?
And that new person begins to give your child instructions that they must follow on a continuous basis.
It's happening now.
This person with the title of teacher has now become the alpha. And this is the exact reason why many children don't remain loyal to their parents.
And this is why many children don't remain loyal to their parents. And look how she sneaked it. Hey, shout out to my wife. Look how she just gave it to you. You want to read about it? Get Out for Leadership, a strategy guide for chapter development. Ain't nobody picking up no book like this. You should see our library. Ain't nobody got no. What makes you think that you about to pick up a book and, ooh, I want to read about Out for Leadership? You ain't doing that. Hey, come on, man. She giving it to you? I give it to you too. I'll be giving you the books and everything. It's up to you to write that stuff down. It's up to you. That's how we look at it. We leaving it up to you, but the whole point is that you got to know this information. You can't sit up there and say that we don't know what we're talking about when we showing it to you. And show you the sources. We're showing it to you. Not only that, you can see it in your actual life. You can see it in your reality. Look, beyond the American Indian portion of it, but it goes right back to the American Indians because that's where all of this is focused on. It's focused on the American Indian. It's focused on the American Negro. There's no such thing as an American black. But why would they put African in front of American? Wasn't you American first? Shouldn't be American African? Think about that. Ooh. Think about it. If we were allegedly from ain't nobody from what? Another story. Another one. Another one.
that they gave you. And a lot of people fell for it. Millions of people fell for that lie. They never told you who accomplished that mission, ever. Ever. They never tell you who did it. Because if they said that we came from Africa, then who brought us? Don't just say European. Don't do that. Colonizers. No. If they saying that your ancestors came off of those boats or ships, that what they going to say, then that means they know that your names are on these records. Then who was the captain, the lieutenant, the sergeant, that the people that had rank, title, entitlement, class? Who was the alpha? I dare you. Who was it? I'm talking about nobody in America can name one person that spearheaded one of those boats or ships. Not one. Where slaves were on it that were captured from some parts of Africa and forcefully brought to the Americas. And I'm talking about when you go to any African that lives in Africa, that lives in Africa, not in America, that lives in Africa, that just so happen to speak English, you go to them with that story, they ain't gonna know what the hell you talking about. What are you talking about? That's how you know it came from the losers writing history, not the winners. Because only a loser will have the audacity to write a story to make it seem as if they won when they didn't. A winner will put up statues of ships, statues of the people that actually did this. Not just say Christopher Columbus, 1492. Who are the people that allegedly brought enslaved Africans to the Americas? Where are their statues at? Why are they not in museums? These supposed to be the alphas now. Where they at? They do not exist. It's all in your imagination. This is conceptualism that they gave you. That's a part of indoctrinating you. This is a part of your educational development. That they foresee your future by controlling it. And they ain't even got to be in front of you. It's remote controlled. They put a puppet of, excuse me, y'all. I'm not trying to call teachers and professors puppets. Excuse me. I'm not directing this at you. But they put up somebody that they could dangle in front of you and say, do that job, I'm going to give you $46,000 a year. Here's the books. Here, I'm slapping the table with books. Teach this to teach it to yourself. Teach it to the children. That's what they doing. And that's elementary school, middle school, junior high school, colleges, and universities. That's the entire spectrum of educational institutions. From front to back, top to bottom. It's systematic. It's systematic. Can't no teacher walk up in the classroom unless they choose to, by the way, can't walk up in a classroom and teach what they want to teach. They got to follow by a curriculum. They got to follow by a script. Unless they choose to break code Shout out to those that do that and teach you some real shit. Every so often, I'm pretty sure there's people out there that could name one out of their lifetime that has done this. Man, Dr. Robinson was the coolest one out my whole time I was in school. He was the one that kept saying, you see what I'm saying? One. You lucky if you got two that did the same thing. You know how rare that is, no matter what state you pick. And that's unfortunate, y'all. And like my wife is saying, they turned the teachers into the alphas in the children's eyes. So this is making it even deeper. Because the children grow up to become the adults that's combating me. And they're going to go to their grave with the lies that they were told, thinking that it was the truth. When all of American history was a lie. And every department you pick, every subcategory rather, that you pick, all of it. They put out rules by way of Congress that make sure that we are taught differently than other countries of other continents. In fact, they put out rules to make sure that where other countries of other continents are taught about us is totally different from what we are taught about us. I got 3 videos out on why American history differs in other countries. You didn't see it, go watch it. I showed you that in Asia, Eurasia, they are showing them Christopher Columbus as a so-called black European. I tell you that on YouTube as an American, y'all niggas got mad at me. Nigga, I said, this is the History Channel telling you this. Nigga, like Dane Calloway ain't say it. But let's think about it. Since they lied to us anyway, it can't be too far-fetched. Huh? I mean, just think about it. You going somewhere in Haiti. Let me do it right now. You going somewhere in Haiti as a white man? Tell myself, let me get them enslaved Africans that you... Wait a minute, they weren't called Africans. They weren't called Africans. Hold up. Let me get them enslaved Haitians. They weren't called Haitians neither. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. What were they called? Christopher Columbus got lost. And y'all gonna say that he thought that he landed in India when India wasn't called India at that time. We just recently started calling it India. That story is a lie. Just like they said that he was an Italian when Italy didn't exist during his time period. It wasn't called Italy, excuse me. Let me say it that way. It wasn't called Italy during his time period. People got mad at me because I pulled up the records and said the area that they're referring to was called Mula, Spain. Not an Italian explorer, a Spanish informant. And what you gonna say, that he's European?
They all the same. They ain't a European. Look. And I'm talking about, I purposely do not put music right here to let that bitch sink in. You were lied to. And look, if Christopher Columbus is the most celebrated explorer, AKA spy, AKA informant in the United States, then why are we not celebrating the motherfuckers that allegedly captured enslaved Africans, because they did more, allegedly, than Christopher Columbus did? Why don't have a holiday? What? Are you kidding me? You just randomly picked an explorer and said him. And he ain't even come here. This nigga ain't even touched North America. You heard what I said? And we celebrating this nigga. This nigga ain't got nothing to do with Thanksgiving. He ain't sit with no Indians. He ain't sit with no pilgrims. What? No, they ain't what Google, the pictures is what Google said. What Google said. AI becoming your alpha. Look, if you don't know something, that's fine. But when you turn around and pick up your phone and start typing Google.com, Google became your alpha. That AI algorithm. I remember when people was telling me about GPT. Dane, Chat, GPT. Same thing. Same thing. They said, all right, you're not going to be on the computer 24 hours. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. These are computers. The cameras, they got 4, 5 cameras on it now. Why every new phone why every new phone they enhancing the camera? Why is it that every new phone they come out with, they enhancing the camera? Because they want you to take better pictures, because they can push it back to their algorithms to create better duplicates of what you are and what you look like as an AI robot that can replace you, and nobody would miss a key, miss anything if they were to get rid of you and replace you with a clone that they got. And they only need your pictures on Facebook and Instagram. You made it easier for them. And they want to get the quality picture, so they give you 4, 5 different cameras on one phone. How this phone, camera quality, better than this camera? And you don't think that's a problem? This camera is a camera. Phone. Camera. Phone. Listen to me. And these cameras come with caps. I put a cap over the lens to save it. Why they ain't got no cap over these lenses? Or do they? This is also another reason why somebody else is the alpha over this computer. They could cut these cameras on at any time. Just like they could cut on the microphone that's at the bottom. Remember the microphones was at the top?
Then the microphones was on the side. Why the microphones at the bottom now? Because if you conveniently put your phone in the pocket, it's going to go top down. The microphone will be... And then they put a chip in there that's called adaptive sound so they could block out sound, just like how I got this gate right here. This expander gate that block out the sound of my fan right here and the sound of my computer. They got that technology in the phone. And dare you to say anything you want to say because your privacy is shot as soon as you bought that phone. Here go Christopher Columbus right here. The new Christopher Columbus. Listen, spying on you right now. This is the Christopher Columbus that made his way to North America. No bullshit. We got to fix this. These motherfuckers shouldn't be the alphas over us. Oh, Lord. Let me take my glasses off. I'm getting hyped up now.
Set it on fire.
Y'all know what got to happen. Yeah, glasses fogging up. Hold up. Let me go ahead and play this then.
As they move forward with
I'm going to come back a little bit.
Now, that new person begins to give your child instructions that they must follow on a continuous basis. This person with the title of teacher has now become the alpha. And this is the exact reason why many children don't remain loyal to their parents. As they move forward with their education, they remain loyal to whoever comes along and guides them the most from that point of action. There is an agreement, usually between two parties, that one of the two parties will make an incorrect prediction. This is the parent who believes the child will still adhere to whatever is taught by them in the household, and they are unaware of how their present actions could affect their child's uncertain future outcome. The other party has made a prediction as well, and they believed in a certain outcome. This present action that the parent has decided to make will eventually forfeit something that was originally stipulated to them. It's a bet. And this is called the alphabet.
His daughter is in first grade, and Widner says her education so far has been below standards for her age.
She went to the public school. They taught her nothing but the ABCs the entire year. Would you like to tell her what letter you ended up with at the end of the year?
W.
And what is even more alarming is while your child is learning from AI, as we know it today, artificial intelligence is also learning about your child. So, what will be the career paths that are produced from this type of situation? And doesn't this make the continuance of the public school system, which is using the older technologies, trivial? When it comes to the skills necessary in advancing to higher levels intellectually or economically, what about the cost financially? Statistically speaking, Black and African American college graduates owe an average of $25,000 more in student loan debt than white college graduates. 4 years after graduation, Black students owe an average of 188% more than white students borrow.
It's up.
Let me let that sink in.
Statistically speaking, Black and African American college graduates owe an average of $25,000 more in student loan debt than white college graduates. 4 years after graduation, Black students owe an average of 188% more than white students borrow.
Oh my God. More. 188% more than what white students borrowed, y'all.
Okay.
Black and African American student borrowers are the most likely to struggle financially due to student loan debt making monthly payments of $250. Now let's discuss the history of why many of the Blacks or African Americans that are historically mislabeled and are actually American Indians have decided to go to college in the first place.
Okay.
Well, the number one reason why was that it was free. The federal government began guaranteeing student loans provided by banks and nonprofit lenders in 1965, creating the program that is now called the Federal Family Education Loan Program. The first federal student loans, however, were provided under the National Defense Education Act of 1958, and that means most of the civil rights activists of the 1960s.
Wait a minute, because I know that's a lot. I want y'all to sink this in real quick. The first federal student loans was provided under the National Defense Education Act. National Defense. What is that, y'all? Listen to how deep this gets. National Defense. The price wasn't free, but they made it free for them to go. I want you to understand what she's saying right here. Buy the loans. National Defense Education Act. You think military, okay. Military services. All right, Department of War. There you go. National Guard, okay. Some great answers. Some great answers. The federal government began guaranteeing student loans provided by banks and nonprofit lenders in 1965. I want y'all to listen to this. Creating the program that is now called the Federal Family Education Loan Program. We know for a fact that families ain't going to college at the same time. Why? Why did they choose the term family right here? Ain't no way in the world that I'm going to go to college right along with my children. What do you mean by federal family education loan? Ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, 1965. Listen, federal family education loan. Does a family have to apply to get this loan in order for one person to go to college? Listen. It's not like they said, because here's the thing. We can't consider a family by one person applying for a loan. For example, if the mother applied for the loan or the father applied for the loan. In most cases, you don't necessarily need the mother and the father to apply for a credit line, for a loan for their child to go to school. It's usually one or the other. But again, why is this program saying federal family education loan? They want it done this way. Up under the Department of Education. They want this done their way and their way only for all people, all families. I don't want people to mistake this for thinking that this is too old. This is not happening now. No, this is brand new. And this is happening now. 1965 was not that long ago, ladies and gentlemen.
65. Creating the program that is now called the Federal Family Education Loan Program. The first federal student loans, however, were provided under the National Defense Education Act of 1958, And that means most of the civil rights activists of the 1960s who were protesting about unfair treatment in regards to civil matters didn't even have to worry about student loans themselves. The desire for an employee to
Wait a minute. You heard what she said? So during the 1960s, the civil rights movement, remember they was fighting for equality based in jobs and citizenship. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. So they didn't have to worry about paying for colleges and universities? Wait a minute. They had the free ride to go to school? Remember I was saying in one of my videos, how did those parents afford for their children to go to these schools? But they needed a particular crowd to come on, y'all. We need more, y'all. We're going to set this up where it's free. How come ain't nobody at that time period talking about this? Again, not all of you, but some of the older people that are mad at me. Some of you went to college. Why are you not talking about this part? You know how critical this is? Or did you know? Did you know if your mother or father, be real, did you know if your mother or father paid for your college tuition? That's not a joke. And you got the nerve to be riding up under some Black Panther movement, and for what reason? When you fighting for people that's being treated unfair when you had the right to go to school. Something not right. Was Martin Luther King's parents rich and wealthy? These folks' parents that went to colleges and universities during that time period. Wait a minute. If you were poor and then poor, how are you in college? See what I'm saying? You need to see what happened. How did you experience racism? Or the same experience of the others that you claim were experiencing, which was their stories and not yours. It only connected with you because you felt bad for them, not connected with you because you could relate. And that goes for a lot of those college students, university students, along with the teachers and any other activist organization during that time period. The only person that was legit was Fannie Lou Hamer. She was literally in them fields and told you, ain't nobody else speak like Fannie Lou Hamer for a reason. They were using Fannie Lou Hamer. Using her. Ain't nobody else was laborers. At that time, all them people that they was trying to cling on to that organization. And remember how she came out and said the National Association for the Advancement of Certain People? She told you the real name of it. I got the video. She said the National Association for the Advancement of Certain People. They was trying to butter her up, pay her off, shut her up. Because she was saying a lot. She was saying so much that they pulled her congressional hearing off of television. I showed you that as well. When she was giving her testimony about what happened with her. But all those people that looked like you and I and her could not relate to her directly. Could not. Because they did not experience the same things. But they played like they did for a reason. Think about how they set that. This is how you know that civil rights movement was set up. To bring our people further down, not up. Not up. And people will disagree with me on that. Fine. But I got record after record, video after video. And I mean, what I mean by video, yes, my video, but I also had people of that time period talking video. I had that also. Exposing it. That lived back then. I mean, since you don't want to say it, they will. And that's sad. And you got the nerve to call yourself another title as elder. That's why I'm going to stop referring to certain people as elder until they earn that type of respect from me. I won't consider you an elder based off of your age alone. Shouldn't have anyway. And look at that part right there. You go consider them elders based off of their age alone when you don't know where their mindset is. Because that is a title. That is a status. I'm not going to do that. If you ain't talking with sense and you ain't thinking logically, you're not an elder of mine. You just another person. Regardless if you like it or not. I'm a grown man. I got the right to say what I feel here. I mean what I say. And I say what I mean. Those of you that remember that, y'all should know. Matter of fact, drop a bomb if you know what that is. You heard that before? You said that before. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Blow that chat up if that was y'all.
Set it on fire.
That's how I gotta be, though. Because the reason why is because there's so many people that's misdirecting us. Yeah, and they want you to continuously blame it on a white man, but never pinpoint which white man they referring to. But whole time, that's another way, a form of, distraction to throw you off of our own people misdirecting us this whole time. Again, we could blame the white man, the alleged white man, for a lot of stuff. We can. The majority of it is true. But a lot of stuff wouldn't have got done, wouldn't have been accomplished, wouldn't have been victorious if it wasn't for our people's assistance, those that betrayed us for some type of gain, individual gain that they got out of it. Whether if it was small or in large mass. That's the truth. Until our people realize that some of our people can be our own enemy, we're going to have a lot more work to do when it comes to unity. We can't just be preaching unity without acknowledging issues. We can't just preach change without acknowledging issues, ladies and gentlemen. This stuff has to be brought about and dissected. This has to be in the forefront. We got to flick the light on. And then go on the other side and flick the red light on so we can make sure we ain't miss nothing. They flick the black light on so we can make sure we ain't miss nothing. And then our people settle. We got to stop that. I want somebody to answer me, did they clean the water in Flint, Michigan yet? But we got video after video talking about Jamie Foxx and Puff Daddy of our people talking about our own people. But is the water in Flint, Michigan clean, bitch? I'm sorry. I got upset. But I'm not going to apologize no more. Fuck it. Fuck it. Because that's what I'm talking about. You worried about a celebrity's life or what the fuck they doing in their personal life. Bitch, Flint, Michigan water ain't clean. Our people were being poisoned by the governor. And ain't shit changed, nigga. But you still gonna cry to the government about reparations? See, this how you know you for yourself. Because if you ain't talking about Flint, then you ain't talking about shit. If you ain't talking about real changes about our people, oh, you forgot about that shit, huh? That happened 4 years ago, Dane. What was the result? What was the result? What? They turning people, and you think what they did in Maui was bad. They were turning people around that was bringing clean water. Around. Locked one brother up that brought his own 16-wheeler. Full of water. Full of water. I'm going to calm down. But where NAACP at? Where Black Lives Matter? All this bullshit they throw in front of you. Coming, they learned that. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here. Hold on. Where my hand? Right here. The same bullshit that they taught them. See, I'm pointing right here because my screen is right here. That same bullshit that they taught them during this time. That's why. Not all of y'all, not all the older people, not all of y'all, but some of y'all suck. Y'all, I'm trying not to say what I want to say, like, cause I ain't trying, but y'all, woo! I want to say something so bad, but you know what I'm trying to say here. And then you got the nerve to sit quiet with your tail stuck in between your legs. Again, not all of y'all, some of y'all. And they got the nerve to come at me. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Bitch, when have you ever presented anything that you talked about on your channel? Somewhere, social media, something. Let me see. Because all that bullshit you coming up with, you tried to come up with at that time. Did it work? And look, that's if you came up with anything. Because the majority of this shit was handed to you. Because you weren't the alpha. You weren't in charge. You weren't entitled. You ain't had no rank. You could tell you ain't had no rank. You had to go out there and say black power. Something non-existent. The government was, look at them niggas. They came up with black power. And look, and where some people out there could be like Dane Coonan for saying that. Bitch, that's what happened. Because where's the black power now? Well, look, where was the black power back then? Oh, just because you walk in the street with some guns, nigga, you think you doing something? If the NOI could walk around with brothers in suit and tie and scare the government, fuck the guns. You up there in a leather coat, hot than a motherfucker, with a hat on and a shotgun. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get some shit done. No! At least the NOI structured. I get to put on a suit. At least. No karate. Might have to draw a knife. I ain't gonna say too much after that. They can get to that point. if it gets to that point. You intimidate them without intimidating them by the way you think violence should go. But see, again, goes back to what my wife said in here. They taught you how strategic violence should go. Structural violence should go. Coordinated violence should go. In their mind. They didn't teach that shit to the NOI. NOI said, look at your brother. Look at your brother. Look at each other. You protect each other. Anybody that look like that, you protect. Now, here's some karate moves I need you to learn because you got to know how to, utilize self-defense. When you back up, you make sure you back up enough where you got your feet going up like this. So if the back of your foot touch the wall, and you can understand that you right there on the wall, you got to either move to the side, let the right. The reason why I know this is because I take that same tactic class and have been. It's real easy. Yes, back in, when I was young, I took karate. I know what they were doing. And taekwondo. Purple belt, black belt, 3-stripe, nigga. I'll kick your ass. Don't get it twisted just because you think I'm a big nigga that I won't knock your ass down. Knock you right in the throat. Foop, sit your punk ass down. Anyway, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, listen, sometimes I gotta get frustration out just like that. You know why? Because I get frustrated with my people sometimes. Because even though it's those people that don't realize that they long gone in the mindset, I'm just frustrated because of that they long gone in the mindset. And I'm trying to wheel them back in so they can take control over their mindset. I'm just here to make them think for themselves again, based off of the stuff I put out, my wife and I. Because it's important. And we talk about seeing some changes. I'm telling you, if I really, really wanted to say, fuck all this shit, fuck my people, I would create a whole nother channel and make it a gossip channel. I would have the news before TMZ. I would have it. I would know about each and every celebrity. I would make it that would be my shit right there. I would be way better than Tasha K and whoever else is up there like that that's doing that. Academics, I would be killing it if I wanted to. You know why? Because I don't go off word of mouth. I investigate myself. I do my own goddamn research. But that's if I wanted to go that route. That's if I wanted to go that route. Notice how they don't play around with them type of channels. They don't play with them views. They want you to be entertained and distracted. But when it comes to channels like mine, they don't want you to be educated and informed. So what they do? Don't throw out notifications. Y'all say it. They unsubscribe you, resubscribe you. Damn, Dane, you posted 3 times? I just got my notification a week later. Go ahead. Am I lying? And then what make it worse is the fact, and it's cool. It's cool. Don't get me wrong what I'm about to say here. We got to say this over and over and over again. But I like that part because it challenges me to say it over again, but say it in a different way. You may not have got it the first, second, or third time, but that 4th time you came back around, and I seen it. It be in the comments, I seen it. You came back around and said, hey, Dane, I doubted you 3 years ago. I doubted you. I thought you was a brother that lost his mind, but I did this or I did that, and I came to my own conclusion based off of the truth I discovered about my family, about what happened, blah, 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 blah. They go down. I love that type of shit. That means what I'm doing is impactful. That means what I'm doing is standing firm. So regardless of how they try to throw distractions at you about this celebrity did that and blah, 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 I'm going to be here letting you know about us. The celebrities got money problems. Real lifers got more than just money problems. We got people that was put in place as our alphas in a way. And it goes back to what I said earlier. We got to make sure that we paying the mechanics, all right, so they can hurry up and fix them 16-wheelers so we can run these motherfuckers over. I ain't got time to be playing with somebody else's child. When I put this information out and I work my ass off, okay, you ain't get it the first time, fine. Watch it again. This is what the rewind and the play button is for. They trying to make your attention span as short as possible. Look how they now they promoting, or they been promoting minute videos. Short attention span. You can scroll to the next minute, Jane, right after that, making your attention span shorter. Ain't nobody gonna sit up there and listen to an informed video. I mean, unless it's something that can be, that can get to the point within 1 minute. That can happen. But you should be getting a broader explanation. And that's gonna take more than just a minute. The minute is like an introduction. But it's cutting your attention span because by the time you be like, damn, that was tight, you go to the next one. And it's some group, like something that's gonna make you laugh and forget about the shit. You go Dave Chappelle and then Cat Williams and then Dane Calloway. Damn, man, that's tight, man. Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, you see what I'm saying? It's working against you. Let me get back to this.
Under the National Defense Education Act of 1958. And that means most of the civil rights activists of the 1960s who were protesting about unfair treatment in regards to civil matters didn't even have to worry about student loans themselves. The desire for an employee to have a college degree didn't begin until the 1980s. The second reason why is initially there was a tax break for parents who sent their children to school. And this dates all the way back to a specific treaty that was signed close to 400 years ago. As a result of this treaty, an exemption would soon occur, similar to how when you file your taxes today, you get to keep money for each child that you claim. And that's because it is already assumed that those said children are either already in school or will be entering the school system shortly. And after moving through the public school system, they will join the workforce, in which they will become very cheap labor to whomever the school has partnered with.
See there?
All of this started in the year 1677 with the signing of the Articles of Peace. Following Bacon's Rebellion, there was a treaty arrangement between several Indian kings and queens.
By the way,
this arrangement,
notice how me and my wife are piggybacking off of each other. I did the Bacon's Rebellion in the black or white status video. And then we picked up both of that stuff as far as this treaty of peace in the segment on white slavery. And here she go. Sarah, I'm telling y'all, all you got to do is pay attention, take notes. Oh, we're relax and take notes.
Relax and take notes.
That's it.
Take notes.
We giving it to you. And I mean literally take notes.
Cheap labor to whomever the school has partnered with. All of this started in the year 1677 with the signing of the Articles of Peace. Following Bacon's Rebellion, there was a treaty arrangement between several Indian kings and queens. Within this arrangement,
Indian
both parties,
kings
which
and
included
queens,
the English and the Indians, decided to confirm their just rights and redress their wrongs and injuries, stating that all further disputes will go through mediation before immediately resulting in war. Also, all Indian kings and queens shall regain and hold any land, subjects, or possessions taken prior to the war, and shall be free of intruding foreigners. The governor of Virginia was to ensure that this protection took place, and at the end of the year, a land tax was owed in the form of 3 arrows under the label of quit rent, which would
under the label of quit rent. She going quick. I'm gonna break it down. So you get to get everything back that that you had prior to a war taking place. Listen, you get to get everything back that you had prior to a war taking place, and we'll go ahead and refurbish everything that was damaged, right? Whether if it was physical, mental, spiritual, we'll go ahead and fix everything up, revamp everything, right? Then we gonna turn around and make you pay a land tax, right?
Sure that this protection possessions taken prior to the war and shall be free of intruding foreigners.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. They can't do nothing else. They can't come up in there and intrude on your land no more, right?
The governor of Virginia was to ensure that this protection took place, and at the end of the year, a land tax was owed
in the
form
tax
of 3 arrows under the label of quit rent, which will be paid along with 20 beaver pelts for tribute. It states that every Indian king and queen in the month of March every year shall tender their obedience to the Right Honorable His Majesty's Governor at the place of his residence, wherever it shall be, and then there pay the accustomed tribute of 20 beaver skins and also their quit rent aforesaid.
But wait a minute.
In acknowledgement, they hold their crowns and lands.
Hold up. That's why she put what happened to no fee. Because if it's quit rent, as far as their pun said, Indian kings and queens and their subjects shall hold their lands and have the same confirmed to them and their prosperity by patent under the seal of His Majesty colony without any fee. Wait a minute, without any fee. But you making them pay a tax. Indians not taxed, but you still making them pay a fee when it wasn't supposed to be any fee. Is it because we're not claiming Indian kings and queens? Is it because we're not claiming ourselves as Indian kings and queens? I mean, because they told you who was going to be for now. Okay.
And they pay the accustomed tribute
quit
of
rent.
20 beaver
supposed to be paying
and
shit.
Also their quit rent aforesaid. In acknowledgement, they hold their crowns and lands of the great King of England. Think about it. Isn't the month of March the same time frame that taxes are due every year, even today? So moving forward, in an effort to expand their fortunes and turn those 3 Indian arrows and 20 beaver skins into a much larger and continuous form of wealth, Reverend James Blair, employing his authority as the commissary of the Bishop of London in the colony of Virginia, decided to charter a school. This school will be named for the English monarchs of William and Mary.
Set it on fire.
It's up. It's go time, Slim.
I'm gonna let that sink in. I'm gonna let it sink in. We gotta do this, y'all. We got to. Gotta let it. I gotta play it again.
To a much larger and continuous form of wealth, Reverend James Blair, employing his authority as the commissary of the Bishop of London in the colony of Virginia, decided to charter a school. This school will be named for the English monarchs of William and Mary.
Let me let it sink in.
A property was purchased for the school known as the Brafferton Manor. This property was used to educate, clothe, house, and board Native youths at the school, and soon after, it was known as the Bradfordton Indian School. According to the early decades of the Bradfordton Indian School, shortly after the chartering of William and Mary, which was in 1693, just 16 years after the Treaty of Peace was signed, colonial officials encouraged those tribes who were signatories, also known as Treaty Indians, to send some of their young men to the college. The request to bring Indian boys to Williamsburg for instruction at the new school was met with silence and inaction. Eventually, the fears of tributary tribes were overcome, and Native students were sent to study at the college. In 1711, Lieutenant Governor Alexander Spotswood remitted annual treaty tribute in favor of each local tribe sending 1 or 2 students to the school. During these years, the Chickahominy, Meherrin, Nansemond, Nottoway, Pamunkey, Saponi, Tuscarora, Tutelo, and several others sent Native students to the school. Thus, during this era, an Indian student's residence at the college had a strong relationship to the annual treaty tribute from the tribes allied to Virginia. As an incentive, Spotswood remitted or quit all the tribute which they used formerly to pay if the tribes maintained a student in residence at the college. By the 1740s,
listen, so they allowed them to stay in that school or college. They'll get rid of you paying taxes? Do college students pay taxes on college tuition? No. If they got a job, they got to wait a minute. If they have a job and paying college tuition, do they have to pay taxes? But what if their job is to be in college? Do they have to pay taxes? And what about their parents? This is affecting us right now. Right now. This is happening right now.
The college had a strong relationship to the annual treaty tribute from the tribes allied to Virginia. As an incentive, Spotswood remitted or quit all the tribute which they used formerly to pay if the tribes maintained a student in residence at the college. By the 1740s,
like an NCAA scholarship. Now notice how, I'm glad you said that, Jay. Notice how the players of particular sports weren't being paid. Remember? But everybody else was, including the coaches. Y'all remember that, right? Everybody. We're not being paid at first. Now, here's the thing. Now they're being paid. Do they have to pay taxes? Now it's their job. Look how they changed it. And people would think that's beneficial. But they're not going, once again, they're not going to make you higher than them. They're going to make it an illusion. They're going to make it seem as if you were granted entitlement, rank, status, but it's working against you. Okay.
All the tribute which they used formerly to pay if the tribes maintained a student in residence at the college. By the 1740s, Indian alliances, trade, and diplomacy were major points of articulation for the westward-focused Virginia colony, and Indian nations heavily engaged in the colonial exchange of the fur trade. Thus, the Bradfordton began to serve a different function during the mid-century. Following Blair's death in 1743, Virginia governors and college presidents colluded with merchants, land speculators, and Indian agents to fill the Bradfordton ranks. Tribal nations with students attending the school included more distant tribes connected to the politics and commerce of Virginia, including the Catawba, Cherokee, Delaware, and Wyandot. All of this information sheds light into why those who regard themselves as Black or African American begin going to college in the first place, and how their initial presumption that they were receiving a benefit of some sort turned into one of their worst financial decisions generationally. Allowing for the trivial education of their children as a form of tribute created an equation on their behalf in which every variable became equal to zero.
So they tricked you. And look how she ended it. Google was a part of the alphabet. Remember their parent company that they created, later created? It's called what, y'all? She killed this joint, and y'all probably gonna have to watch this a few times to catch everything, every bit detail, because at the end there, she did focus on the information that was presented in the past, and that's probably the part that you're gonna have to catch up on, so you can see. And then she literally made it relate to what's going on right now, and because it's the same thing. The only adjustments is how much. It's just the prices. But yeah, by the way, I don't see anybody that said that. Google's parent company is Alphabet Inc. If you don't know that. Alphabet Inc. is all going back to the same thing. And keep in mind, Google's ahead right now. Their whole, you need to see what Alphabet Inc. is about. Because it's beyond Google at that point. It's about what their agenda is. Look it up. I know she's going to be, this is part 1 of a series that she's coming out with. I'm not trying to spoil you 2 or 3, baby. I promise I'm not. But she's going to expand on this notion. I know for a fact that she's expanding on this topic because I believe she's part 2 getting ready to come out. And I don't know. I didn't, me personally, I think I heard part 3, but I'm not sure if it's part 3. She's going to have to tell me that because we share back and forth. I share my audio. She share her audio. I share my video. She share her video. We'll even call each other and be like, look, here's the writing that I wrote. I want you to listen to what I said. That's how we do it. We go back and forth. So depending on how she titled it and everything, I know for a fact that 2 or 3 is probably done. I just don't know which one is 3. But I know 2 is coming. And she working on that now, and be on the lookout for that. If you haven't already, subscribe to her channel for me. If moderators, if y'all could put her link up in the chat. Let me shout out to my wife. She did a great job, excellent job with explaining the historical portion of the Indian school system and how it still affects us today, okay? Especially dealing with who is the alpha. That's very important. As well as taxes and other things. That's what I said. She's about to expand. So get ready, because I'm not, well, I wish I could say more, but, you know, I'm going to be giving it away. I like to keep it, you know, I like to keep it professional and allow her to do her thing. And I'm just so proud that my wife kicking ass, doing this thing too. Even though, once again, I don't want y'all to get it confused. My wife has always been doing this, okay, as far as the writing and the researching is concerned. But now she branched off to have her channel, her own channel. So Tanisha Calloway, Taneisha Calloway, Calloway, just like the golf club. No, we should own some stock in the Calloway Golf Club, because y'all can't even see me in golf neither. And, you know, y'all can't see me in spades, and because we run in Boston's all day long, me and my wife. But so, you know, I mean, I should get in, you know, some investments in that Callaway Golf Club. I should, though. I thought about it. We'll see. I may. I don't want to play around with no stock like that, because that, you know, it's silly to me. I really do think that's silly. I think that's a gimmick. But anyway, you know, I'm sure some people disagree. Whatever. I'll have to, you know, take a look at that, keep my eye on it and see what it's about. But, you know, but I know for sure is when it comes to a game of spades, which we are going to have at our events. I'm so glad I thought about events. Let me drop a bomb. If you're not, and hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. If you're not in the 13% community server, please join the 13% community server. It's free. There's a lot of things coming up that you want to be a part of. There's a lot of things coming up that you want to be a part of. And I'm smiling.
It's up.
Because it benefits our people. And you will see. You will see. Join the 13% community server. We are a family. Okay, we're not, we barely do, like religious bashing and stuff like that. I haven't seen that in there. I don't recommend that in there. If you, but just don't be promoting religion in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as if that's the end all be all, and there's other people in there that disagree. I don't want that, okay? That's one thing I don't want, You can keep it, I'm not trying to tell you got to change who you are as far as your religious belief, but don't come in there with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because certain people go disagree, and, out of respect for everybody, not just yourself, for everybody, come in there with the open mind and say, all right, no matter what, we brother and sister. Let's we in there for a different type of cause, and it's a community type of cause, because religion is division, spelled backwards. So not in the literal sense. So let's continue to move forward and do great things with our people, okay? By not allowing any form of division or distraction to come upon what we got going on. There's over 11,000 members inside of the 13% community server. Please join. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll see. You gonna see what's coming up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Moving along. I gotta mention everybody that was showing support and love, and because I don't want y'all to think that I'm forgetting y'all. I'm never, ever, ever gonna forget y'all. I'm dropping bombs right now because I see Davey Prophet Music became a member. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mariah Williams has subscribed. Zion Train donated 20, brother.
It's go time, Slim.
I appreciate the dono, brother. Thank you. And Milton Houston became a member. I appreciate that.
Set it on fire.
Wait, here it says, Delisha, thank you for becoming a member, sister. I appreciate that.
Set it on fire.
And always just me, Big Dono. I appreciate that. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. And Tristan Patton, thank you for becoming a member. Malik Brand, thank you for becoming a member. Dark Fusion, follow me on Twitch. I gotta make sure I'm streaming over there too. I gotta fix that up. I should be streaming on Twitch too. And I'll be doing that, y'all. Be on the lookout for that. QD, subscribe. Thank you for being a subscriber. I appreciate that. Darren Lacey donated. Big Dodo.
Set it on fire.
I appreciate that, y'all. And I saw my phone jumping. I'm gonna quickly do this because I know my wife is calling me downstairs. I'm gonna hold up. Let me do this right now. Hold up. Let me see if I could quickly pull it up. Okay. I still gotta hun, remind me, I gotta move so I could see Patreon donations. Shout out to those of y'all that donated through Patreon. I can't see it on my end. I'll be able to see that soon though. But shout out to those of you that donated to me on Cash App. I'm gonna drop a bomb for you right now. My Cash App is acting up. It should be pulling up. Hold up, man. I'm trying to let it pull up. Oh man, okay. It's probably because my phone going dead. But a shout out to y'all that donated through Cash App. I apologize, okay, y'all? Thank you all for the love and support. All the shares and the likes as well. All that stuff count. We still got what we got to do. There are solutions. Of course, I mentioned them during the live streams, but I've definitely gone into things that we are going to be doing and will be doing inside of the 13% community server. Not all plans will be out in the open. You're not going to be able to infiltrate no matter how hard you try. I don't care if you come out with whatever you come out with. No, you ain't going to trap me in no corner. So we making sure we crossing all T's and dotting all I's. Be on the lookout for some major news that's getting ready to happen. here shortly. Y'all should see that shortly. That's in a few days. So be on there and be ready. Yaki, thank you for becoming a member, okay? And Kanisha Hampton, thank you for becoming a member as well. Now, I probably will go live tomorrow. I'm not too sure what day it is tomorrow. Hold up. Y'all know how I do. I be thrown off on the days when I'm working. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Hold up. I'm pulling it up. No, tomorrow is... Huh? Oh, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So we probably will go live tomorrow. And on top of that, we should go live tomorrow because I still got a few things I want to go over that surround the same topic tomorrow. Probably about, I don't know, 6, 7. I'm going to try. Whatever time it's going to be. It may even be a little late by 8, you know. But tomorrow for sure. I love you all. Thank you all for the support. You all take care. Wado.
I'm just here to make you think. Slow down. Yeah. Sub up, light up.